From the sidelines of Jackson State to the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, Coach Prime's journey with his sons and Travis has been nothing short of legendary. Deion built a HBCU powerhouse, flipped the script on college football recruiting, and then shook things up at the Power 5 level. With Shedeur slinging passes, Shilo patrolling the secondary, and Travis balling on both sides of the ball, Coach Prime and his boys have done something together many dream of. They faced doubters, injuries, and setbacks, but every time they bounced back, turning the 2024 season into a redemption tour that left the college football world in awe. As this chapter closes, one thing's certain: Coach Prime didn't just change a program around once, he did it twice. Love him or hate him, you can't deny his greatness. This era that I'm speaking about started in September 2020. Deion was named the 21st head coach of Jackson State University, sending shockwaves through the college football world.
Our 21st head football coach, Deion Coach Prime Sanders.
This decision was not just about coaching, it was a mission to elevate HBCU football and make it relevant again. But Prime didn't come alone. He brought his sons, Shedeur and Shilo, to join him at JSU. Shedeur, a 4-star, highly sought after recruit, signed with JSU, becoming the highest rated recruit to sign with the HBCU at the time. The young quarterback's decision was simple. He wanted to play for the only coach he'd ever known: his father. Shilo, already a college player, transferred from South Carolina to join the Tigers as a redshirt sophomore defensive back. The 2020 season at Jackson State was a pivotal moment in the program's history. Despite the challenges caused by C-19, which pushed the season into the spring of 2021, the Tigers embarked on a journey that would change the landscape of HBCU football. JSU kicked their season off with a bang, dominating Edward Waters in a 53-0 victory that showcased the team's potential under Deion's leadership. This win set the tone for what would be a rollercoaster season filled with highs and lows. They secured impressive victories against Grambling State and Mississippi Valley State, proving they could compete with established SWAC programs. But these wins weren't just about the scoreboard. They represented the changing tide in HBCU football, with Jackson State emerging as a force to be reckoned with. However, the season wasn't without its challenges. The Tigers faced tough losses against Alabama State, Southern, and Alabama A&M, each game teaching valuable lessons to the young team and their new coaching staff. In the end, Jackson State finished the season with a respectable 4-3 record, 3-2 in SWAC play, placing third in the SWAC East Division. While the record might not reflect it, the impact of this season went far beyond the wins and losses. It was about changing perspectives, raising expectations, and laying the foundation for future success. The 2020 season was just the beginning of a transformation at Jackson State, and it set the stage for an even more impressive 2021 campaign. In 2021, they had arrived. Jackson State dominated their schedule with an 11-2 overall record and a perfect 8-0 in conference play. From the season opener, JSU showed their dominance. They kicked things off in a nail-biting 7-6 victory over Florida A&M in the Orange Blossom Classic, setting the tone for a season of thrilling football. The Tigers continued to flex, crushing Tennessee State 38-16, and then dominating Alabama A&M 61-15 in a statement road win. With Shedeur taking the huddle, he was the engine of the Tigers' offense. His standout performances were on display against Tennessee State and a crucial 21-17 victory over Southern in a heated rivalry game.
Sanders taking another shot. There's Keith Corbin, and Corbin! Sanders so sure of it, and he goes for Shedeur. Sanders again looking for Trevante Rucker.
On the defensive side was Shilo, who made his presence felt, including a game-changing interception against South Carolina State. But the season reached its pinnacle in the SWAC championship. In front of a packed home crowd, the Tigers sealed their dominance with a 27-10 victory over Prairie View A&M. This win not only secured the conference title, but also solidified Jackson State's status as the team to beat in HBCU football, which that's how their season ended in the Celebration Bowl, losing to South Carolina State 31-10. But throughout the season, Jackson State games became must-watch events, with each week bringing new highlights and reasons for fans to believe in a program. But the next season will bring even more eyes and excitement as Coach Prime was able to pull off the unthinkable. It all started with Travis Hunter, the nation's #1 recruit. Trav had always dreamed of playing for Florida State, Deion's alma mater.
Because his footsteps, following his footsteps was going to be big and trying to overcome what he did. I'll be the next Deion Sanders.
The next Deion Sanders.
And I'm living up to it.
However, a visit to Jackson State during homecoming weekend changed everything.
Into our homecoming game. That's the last place you recruit go to if you won't want to lose him? Come to HBCU homecoming?
During that visit, Prime and Travis bonded over fishing and life, barely discussing football. This personal connection, combined with Deion telling Travis that he was going to continue to play both sides of the ball, swayed the young star.
I said, you know, when you come here, you're playing both ways, so you got to get your butt in check.
And on December 15th, 2021, Travis shocked the football world by flipping his commitment.
It's been on my mind. Just check me out, Mom. Let me that happen.
This move was a shocker because never before had a nation's top recruit chosen an HBCU over traditional powerhouses, and his decision ignited a media frenzy. Suddenly, HBCU football was at the center of national sports conversations. The move sparked debates about the potential of HBCUs to become destinations for top recruits, challenging the established order of college football.
Hunter becomes the first five-star to sign with an FCS team since ESPN started its rankings in 2006.
My reaction is this: Deion Sanders has the potential and ability now to shake up the landscape of college football.
He's going to be a two-way player. If I was a Power 5 conference at AD or administrator and my head coach left or we fired him, the number one call I would make would be Deion Sanders.
It looked pretty good. I'm just ready to work. That's pretty much it. Just ready to go ahead and go and get to Jackson, Mississippi.
The 2022 season, JSU embarked on a historic season that would gain the eyes of the nation. From the season opener, it was clear that the team was special. Remember that close 7-6 season opener in 21? Well, the Tigers dominated Florida A&M this time around, 59-3. Coach Prime knew he finally put together all the pieces for the team to go all the way. Week after week, they continued to showcase their dominance. Shedeur emerged as the team's heartbeat. His performances, in his favorite word, were legendary, including his second 5-touchdown game of the season against Bethune-Cookman. And the freshman Travis also added to the team's success on both sides of the ball. His presence on the field elevated to Tigers' play and brought new attention to HBCU football, and he thrilled crowds with his playmaking abilities. JSU home games were packed to capacity, with attendance exceeding 50,000 fans every Saturday. Their Week 8 showdown against Southern University saw over 53,000 spectators, turning the stadium into a sea of blue and white as they fried Southern 35-0. As the wins piled up, so did the national attention. Jackson State games were broadcast on major networks like ESPN, bringing HBCU football to the forefront of the sports world. The team's success wasn't just changing the narrative around JSU, it was reshaping perceptions of HBCU football as a whole, all because of the help of one man. The regular season ended in a perfect 11-0 record, setting the stage for a SWAC championship showdown. In front of over 53,000 fans, Jackson State dominated Southern University again, this time 43-24, claiming their second consecutive conference title. However, the fairy tale season met a bittersweet end in the Celebration Bowl. This was a game that went down to the wire in overtime.
Here it is, heaving it up in the end zone, trying to they run it again. Collier once more. Step on it. The surge ahead on 3rd and goal. The defense crowds the line. Shedeur Sanders looking to pass it. Finds his, got it off. Shedeur Sanders looking, and that's it. Ball game.
The Tigers had failed to North Carolina Central, 41-34. While the loss stung, it couldn't overshadow the incredible achievements of the season. Coach Prime's impact extended far beyond the field. His fiery speeches, sideline presence, and ability to attract top recruits elevated JSU's brand to new heights. He showed that with vision and leadership, an HBCU program could compete with the giants of college football. And he took a 4-18 before he was there to 11-2 and 12-1 and back-to-back bowl games in just 3 seasons. But that season wasn't just about the wins and one loss. It was a movement that inspired a generation, challenged the status quo, and proved that dreams, no matter how big, are within reach. Jackson State had forever changed the landscape of college football because of the one man that was leading the team.
If it was a call from the NFL or the Power 5,
I'm not going to the NFL.
So only one you would answer would be the Power 5.
I would entertain.
The call from Rick George up in Colorado is the one he decided to entertain. After 3 successful seasons at Jackson State, Coach Prime made a controversial decision to leave for the University of Colorado. He was once again going to another team desperately in need of some revamping. His departure from JSU was driven by several factors though. He cited concerns about financial stability of his coaching staff and the business model of HBCUs. The opportunity to coach at a Power 5 school like Colorado was too enticing to pass up on, offering great resources and a larger platform. His first visit on the campus, he was blown away with the huge differences in the football facilities. The announcement to move to Colorado sparked mixed reactions. Many JSU fans expressed gratitude for his contributions to the program.
So I just heard Deion Sanders is leaving Jackson State University. Congratulations, brother, because you did a good job at Jackson State.
While others criticized him for leaving too soon, they felt betrayed, believing he had abandoned the dream he sold to the HBCU community.
And I'm so personally disappointed in Deion is I thought he was there for a movement, not for money.
You have to sell people 4-year, 10-year plans when your plan is always 1 year at a time. That's the
We believed the bullshit. We were asked to believe, and we did. Just so happens some of it turned out to be bullshit.
But instead of calling the man a sellout and saying that he sold our people a dream, how about appreciate what that man brought to the table?
Okay. When you heard the criticism that was coming, that you were leaving, what went through your mind?
When people are hurt, and when people are hurt, oftentimes their first response isn't the response that should be given.
But Prime's first press conference at Colorado became instantly memorable with his bold but honest statements.
We got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me, and it's Louis.
That statement signaling his intent to bring his top talent with him to Boulder, which included 11 players in total. Of course, he was bringing his 2 sons in Travis, Mata, Savion Wilkerson, Jeremiah Brown, Tyler Brown, Jacob, Tavion Beasley, Cameron Silman Craig, and Willie Gaines. This press conference set the tone and ignited excitement among Buffs fans. The national media and Power 5 programs took notice of Deion's arrival in Boulder. His ability to transform Jackson State had proven his coaching smarts, and many were eager to see if he could replicate that success at the FBS level. The move represented more than just a career advancement. He saw it as a divine calling, saying God wouldn't relocate me to something that was successful. That doesn't make sense, do it? He had to find the most disappointing and most difficult task.
My calling is not built on a location. It's built on a destination.
Shedeur also faced criticism, many not believing he could continue his dominance at the FBS level. As Prime set out to transform the Buffs, he first assembled a team of experienced coaches to help him build a winning program. He brought in Sean Lewis as the offensive coordinator and Charles Kelly as the defensive coordinator. Lewis, known for his up-tempo offense at Kent State, was tasked with revitalizing CU's attack, and Kelly, with his SEC experience, was expected to put together a dominant defense. The anticipation for the 2023 season was electric. Colorado was coming off of a 1-win season in 2022, and for the 23 season, fans were promised a complete turnaround. True to his word, Prime initially cleared house, getting rid of damn near the entire 2022 roster. He embarked on one of the most dramatic roster transformations in college football history. Only 10 scholarship players remain from the previous season, plus a notable walk-on, Charlie Offerdahl, who would later become one of Prime's favorites. The team added 86 new players, including 53 transfers, the most in college football history in a single offseason. This bold move raised eyebrows and sparked intense debate in the college football world. Critics were quick to doubt his ability to succeed in the Power 5 conference. They questioned whether his methods, which worked at Jackson State, could translate to a higher level of competition. Some saw the way he went about to change the roster was reckless, while others viewed it as a necessary step to change the culture. As the 23 season approached, the hype around CU football reached an all-time high. Every move Deion made was scrutinized, every practice was news, and the anticipation for the season opener was clear. The college football world was locked in and eager to see if Deion could back up his bold claims and turn a 1-11 team into a contender. This dramatic transformation set the stage for one of the most watched and talked about seasons in recent college football history. Whether it would end in success or disappointment, one thing was certain. Coach Prime and the Buffs had captured the attention of the sports world in a way few college programs ever had. The season kicked off with a bang. In week 1, Colorado stunned 17th ranked TCU with the 45-42 victory on the road. This upset immediately validated Prime's bold claims and had the media buzzing about his potential of his revamped Buffalo team.
Everybody, Buff Nation who supported us, and all the hood that had my back, I thank y'all. God, this is good.
The momentum continued the next 2 games, defeating Nebraska 36-14 and just getting past Colorado State in a tough back-and-forth battle 43-35 victory in double overtime, with their key player Travis being out due to a dirty hit. With the 3-0 start and a number 18th ranking in the AP polls, everyone started to hop on the CU wave. However, the team's weaknesses were soon exposed as they entered the heart of their Pac-12 schedule. A disappointing 42-6 loss to 10th ranked Oregon brought the Buffs back to reality real quick.
The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference.
You better get me right now. This is the worst we're gonna be.
This began a string of losses against ranked opponents, including 48-41 shootout against 8th ranked USC and a 28-16 loss to 23rd ranked UCLA. As the season progressed, Colorado's early promise faded. The team struggled to find consistency. Their lone Pac-12 victory came in a close 27-24 win over Arizona State in Week 6, but it wasn't enough to maintain their early season momentum. The Buffs finished the year on a 6-game losing streak, ending with a disappointing 4-8 record, going just 1-8 in conference play. Even though it wasn't an improvement from their 1-11 record in 22, it still fell far short of the high expectations set by their hot start. The aftermath of the season brought intense hate. Critics and media personalities who had been skeptical of Deion's methods now had ammunition to claim that Coach Prime was all talk. The quote-unquote flashy press conferences and bold claims that had energized the fan base early in the year were now being used as evidence of style over substance. Adding to the pressure, several players began to enter the transfer portal, looking to move on from the program, and it raised questions about the sustainability of Prime's approach and the team's ability to build long-term success. But as the dust settled on the 2023 season, it became clear that 2024 will be a pivotal year for Coach Prime in the Buffs program. The pressure to deliver results and prove that the Coach Prime experiment could work at the Power 5 level had never been higher. While everyone gave up on the program, it was one man that didn't shy away from the spotlight. After the season, he went back to the drawing board and started revamping his coaching staff, bringing in new faces to lead the offense and defense. Pat Shurmur, with his long NFL experience, took over as the full-time offensive coordinator. On the defensive side, Rob Livingston, fresh off coaching with the Bengals, stepped in as the new defensive coordinator. Prime didn't stop there. He added more NFL experience to his coaching staff, including Coach Phil as the offensive line coach and Jason Phillips as the wide receiver coach. Perhaps the most notable was Hall of Fame Warren Sapp, who joined as the senior quality control analyst for the defense. The Buffs also made waves in the transfer portal again, adding 43 new players, the highest number in the nation for the second consecutive year. Key additions including wide receiver LaJohntay Wester, who quickly became one of Shedeur's favorite targets, and defensive end BJ Green, who led the team in sacks. With the new squad, the 2024 season started to look bright for the Buffs, but there were still some not quite buying the hype.
Colorado's not making a bowl game this year. And maybe some of these get flipped, but I don't see it. I think 5-7 is your best case scenario.
They're going to lose against Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State, and they're going to finish with a 6-6 record.
The season kicked off with a 31-26 victory over North Dakota State, showcasing the dynamic duo of Shedeur and Travis. Shedeur due for an impressive 445 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Travis balled, catching 7 passes for 132 yards and 3 touchdowns. They were quickly humbled in Week 2 against Nebraska, going to their house in a hostile environment. They just couldn't find their way into the end zone more times. Week 3, Colorado bounced back with a 28-9 victory over Colorado State. Week 4, in a nail-biting overtime game, CU defeated Baylor 38-31. Week 5, the Buffs dominated UCF 48-21. Week 7, Colorado faced their second loss, falling 31-28 to number 18th Kansas State. Week 8, CU rebounded with the 34-7 win over Arizona. As the season progressed, the Buffaloes continued to impress. A pivotal moment came in their 48-24 win over Utah, where Shedeur overcame early struggles to throw for 3 touchdown passes. This win, part of a 4-game winning streak, kept Colorado in the picture for the Big 12 title game and a potential college football playoff spot. Offensively, the Buffaloes were a force to be reckoned with. They averaged 34.5 points per game, a big improvement from the previous year. Shedeur finished the season with 3,900 passing yards and 35 touchdowns, just one shy of the school record, and people started to realize that the Buffs were real contenders this time around.
Colorado is making a bowl game this year. And to be honest, they're dominating. I knew very quickly, oh, I'm wrong. They far exceeded my expectations. I had the under of their preseason 5.5.
And Travis, the two-way star and Heisman contender, was a standout throughout the season, with 1,100 receiving yards, 15 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. His versatility was on full display in the Utah game, where he not only caught a touchdown pass, but also had an interception. Every game he caught an INT, he also had at least one touchdown as well. The Buffs defense, which had been the weakness in 2023, showed hella improvement. This was evident in their regular season final, in a dominant 52-0 shutout over Oklahoma State. The defense forced 4 turnovers, including a pick 6 by DJ McKinney. This final game was the perfect way to end their regular season. They dominated in every phase, with Shedeur throwing for 438 yards and 5 touchdowns. 3 of those scoring passes went to Trav, who dominated with 10 catches and 116 yards. And Colorado's 9-3 record not only secured them a bowl game, but it restored national respect for the program. The Buffs went from being put on a shelf in 2023 and last in the Pac-12 to a top 4 team in the Big 12 in just 1 year. This turnaround was a testament to Coach Prime's leadership and the hard work of the players and coaching staff. In just 2 seasons, Colorado transformed from a struggling program to a national contender, capturing the imagination of college football fans across the country.